The last topic that I want to touch on is alpha and beta males. Is it a thing? Who determines who's an alpha and a beta? And if you can give me some examples or a definition that you have of what's an alpha male and what's a beta male, if you believe these two things exist.
When you referring to the role in a relationship or in general?
I think an alpha male and a beta male exist in life in general. I don't think you don't even have to be in a relationship, to be quite honest.
Yeah, definitely. You know what's crazy? I look at myself as somewhere in between, which is crazy.
Really?
Because I have a heart.
You can be an alpha male with a heart, man. Alpha male is not Hitler, bro.
I don't know. Somewhere along the line, I felt like I went from being don't take nothing, don't whatever to
and you should.
Consciously, dang, that's messed up.
Well, I mean, and I think that's where the alpha male image has a negative stigma upon it.
Yeah.
Because people think when you say alpha, meaning something very negative. I'm going to be, it's going to be a dictatorship. I'm going to rule over you. Your opinion doesn't matter. I might hit you. Hey, all right now.
Oh. Hey, that's it for me.
All this abuse, this, that, and the third. I think it has a very negative kind of. So that's why I have to stop you when you say the reason you're half and half is because you have a heart. As if an alpha male is heartless, is untrue. But go ahead. Let me not cut you off. If that's your definition, go ahead, man.
But I feel where you're coming from. I definitely think, for a fact, that does exist, but I do think that it's hard for me because, when I hear stuff, what drives me crazy? When I hear the stuff that you was talking about the other day, how women talk about the short dudes. And me and you 6'3", right? I'm 6'2". Mm-hmm. Bro, I always like to stick up for the little dudes. I don't know why. Yeah, because
they're still men.
I feel like it's unfair how a lot of little dudes are treated. Yeah. I've seen situations where we've been on South Beach back in the day, and a short dude will be walking with his girl and get straight disrespected, and then the same dudes bump into me and say, "My bad, big dog. My bad, big dog." Yeah. And I'm like, come on, man. And when it comes down to relationships, I'm starting to notice women doing the same thing.
How you
It's not fair. Like you can't say, "Oh, this dude is not a good dude because he's short," or "I won't date him because he's short," or when men say these things, we are wrong for saying, "Oh, I won't date a girl who fat."
Yeah,
I won't date a girl who dark skinned.
Remember, I said that on the remember I said that on the show last night when I talked about fat women. Yeah, her face scringed all up and things like that. But when I say something about broke niggas, it's I don't know broke niggas.
You know what I'm saying? And
that's fine.
An alpha man could just be a man who handles his business. Like you said, he don't have to be a mean dude. He don't have to be aggressive or anything. He could just be a man who's a leader. He don't really, take too much bull. He kind of straight to the point. But at the same time, a beta male doesn't mean that he's not a man. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have that same capabilities. He may choose just not to be that way. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I think that, it gets caught up in the mix of the criteria of what a man needs to be, because everybody assumes that a man needs to be an alpha, but you can't have everybody as an alpha. That's not real.
Just like it's not necessary. Just like every woman is not a supermodel.
Bingo. So, I think a lot of times it's too much emphasis put onto those type of things because, the average man who's a decent man falls in both categories. That's what makes you decent.
You think so?
The fact that you can be, an alpha when you need to be, and you can be daddy's little,
I personally I don't think a man should ever be a beta male. And I'm gonna tell you why.
You and your daughter.
I'm gonna tell you why. See, that's why first I asked you your definition. You know what? Let's double back to you. What is your definition of an alpha male? Your definition of a beta male?
My definition of an alpha male is one who takes charge, one who's not scared to speak his opinion, and who is not laid back.
Okay.
And for a beta, I would choose to believe that that's one who's more laid back. Who chooses to allow more things to go along before he actually says anything about it. Mm-hmm. He's more relaxed when it comes to certain situations.
Okay. Question. Does a woman love and respect a beta male?
9 times out of 10, I believe they don't.
Yeah, that's right. I hate your ass. You make me sick. I can't stand your black ass.
Okay. Does a woman
That's
love?
Why I feel like every now and then you have to be able to show that you're an alpha.
So okay, well, hold on. So, does a woman love and respect an alpha male?
I believe so.
Why would you want to be someone who's not loved nor respected at any given time of a relationship or in life?
I get you. The only problem is in our society, it's just like what you initially said, being that alpha male gets you categorized as being the bully or being the aggressive one. So in order to not be looked at that way, you have to show some betaism. Just so people don't assume that you're an asshole all the time. Even though you don't have to be an alpha.
Who attracts the most women? A
alphas.
Beta male or an alpha male?
Alphas.
So just by sheer numbers alone, the alpha male should find somebody that can get on his program and love and respect that he's an alpha male more than a man who's a beta male, who I because I think you look at beta as having compassion.
Yeah.
Or being sensitive or showing your emotions or this, that, and the third, as if an alpha man is not capable of those things.
But that's the thing. I believe he is capable. But being capable and actually showing that chink in the armor is 2 different things.
An alpha male knows when and when not to show emotion. He knows alpha male has discernment to where
he don't cry in the car.
He don't cry in the car. No. Alpha male takes his lickings and keeps on ticking because he knows the world doesn't owe him no favors. There's a situation where let's say that a man works at McDonald's, right? Mm. And a woman and a single mother works at McDonald's. Those 2 individuals are going to be looked at in society completely different. The man is gonna look like some broke dude who works at McDonald's. The single mother is gonna is gonna be praised, exalted, lifted up, and pedestalized as, oh my gosh, look at this single mother doing what, Rondell? Doing what they got to do, right?
Yep.
What they got to do. So that's why I said that's alpha male is respected and loved. So it's like, well, let me not say loved, respected. And he doesn't need love from another person. He loves himself. He comes first before anything. When a man comes first before anything, it's a lot better than a woman putting herself first. Remember when I asked a girl on the show last night, would you give up your dreams for the man of your dreams? If you said that you want to be married, and she could not answer that. Most women, and even if you've seen in the comments, they said, no, I'm not going to do that. Everyone's not going to do this, not going to do that. All those women have one thing in common. They're single.
Yep.
Males who
in the same breath, she also said she wanted to be a housewife. And I'm like, how can you be a housewife if you want to chase dreams. That don't go together.
It doesn't go together. You're gonna have to choose. Now, a man chasing his dream, you have to understand, a wife and kids is a part of his dream. He's building what he's building for people. It's very rare that you see a man just building all of this wealth for himself. Even if a man is not in a relationship or is not married, at some point he takes that wealth and distributes it to someone else.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? It's 100%. But when it comes to women, especially modern women, as you can see, they put themselves above everything else. They put themselves above you. They put themselves sometimes above their kids. They are thinking about themselves, and that is what is when you have a problem. That's why when these young single mothers, they have these kids, they still have not grown up yet. So the kid literally is growing up with the mother. The mother is I'm sure we all had to deal with our moms dating again after they left our fathers and things of that nature. And we have to go through that and not realizing the betaism that can cause on a young man being raised by a woman. That is where beta, mind you, make sure y'all listen to what I tell you when you come on a Chris Hall show and things start getting tight. Listen to what the doctor order. Go in the medicine cabinet, get you 1,000 milligrams. If it don't apply, let it fly. Just let it fly. Yep. Let it go, because this is gonna get tight, moms. Mom, I love you. But single mothers do not know how to raise men. And that is not a diss. That is not a diss. That is not disrespectful. That is not derogatory, anything like that. That's not. Shout out to the single mothers who did what they could. You do what you can. And we are appreciated of it.
And on that point of doing what you can, I think that doing what you can needs to be a little bit more detailed, because what I find in common is, no, you cannot raise a man like a man can raise a man. Mm-hmm. But you also can get that young man involved with other men or other, programs or mentors.
Yes.
They can, when a lot of these women choose not to. Mm-hmm. And I'm speaking from facts, because I am a football coach, a basketball coach. I worked at Parks and Recreation.
Mm-hmm. Remember, I don't know if they had this in Carroll City, but at Norland Middle, they had the 500 role models.
Yes.
Remember that?
Programs like that. Yeah.
Where are those programs at, man? They had us dressed in. I think I was in the 7th grade when I was in 500 role models. They had us every, I think, Thursday or something like that. We would have to dress in slacks, a white button up, and that red tie with the black 5s on it, like this.
Yep.
And they taught men, I forget the dude's name, but man, his face is engraved in my head. They were teaching men how to be men.
Yep.
How to carry themselves appropriately. They have these.
You know how many females I come across who say they don't have time, or they're tired after work, or I don't feel like going up there. I got to do this and do that. Then that's why you can't raise a man.
No, you cannot.
Because it takes time.
It is very difficult to even raise a person in a single family household. And that's why I said it is never good to be a beta male, because most beta males were not raised by their mother and father. Just like you see most women, thou art loose, are not raised with their mother and father in their household. Women who you see have a lot of problems with men and maintaining relationships, most likely never seen that modeled in their life as they grew up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't necessarily see that in my life growing up. We're gonna have to. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna reach out there and research. That's what anyone does. You know what I'm saying? The cubs go out once the lion and the female lion let them go, and they're gonna figure it out at some point.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens. So that's why I believe I was watching. It's this dude that I just got put on. His name is Jesse Lee Peterson. Ever heard of him?
No,
go after you get off this show, just type in Jesse Lee Peterson, man. And he had a show to where he had this guy on, and he was just famous for being like a real social justice warrior and really fighting for all these isms and things like that. And white guy, and he came on. I'll make a long story short. He came on, and he was raised by his mother. His mother still, he's like 32 years old. His mom's still paying his way. He's pretty much a mama's boy. And we all were mama's boys at some point. Let's not get it twisted. We all were mama, because that's all we knew, right? Growing up was our mama. So he was talking about how he was fighting for, let's say, women's rights. He was a feminist, but it's weird, right? A male feminist, kind of strange. Beta, for real. Definitely some beta shit. He was a feminist, but he doesn't identify as a feminist anymore because his girlfriend of about 5 years left him for the same man that he thought they were fighting against, the dudes with the toxic masculinity. What you've noticed now when it comes to women and just anything in the media, if you put toxic in front of it, it sounds really bad.
Yeah.
Masculinity is not a bad thing. It's what's needed more.
Yeah, agreed.
In the world. It's a lot of soft people out there. You don't need to be a tough guy. You don't need to go around pushing people off their bicycles. Okay.
Exactly.
To be masculine. But he realized, that's why I asked you that question earlier. He realized that women may say toxic masculinity, but they are attracted to nothing more than a masculine man. Now, when that man doesn't do what they want him to do, they just throw toxic in front of it. Women they just throw toxic in front of it.
Bro, working in the schools, I get to see it firsthand, bro. I have my students, and you know, I've watched them 3-4 years. You know them, you know what I mean? Some of them I know from outside of school, you know what I mean? And I know this one little girl, beautiful little girl. I think she was in 7th grade. Bro, why she chose to talk to the boy who's failed the most. He's 2 grades behind. Mm-hmm. Of course he got muscles because he's older than everybody. Mm-hmm. Of course he got a little beard because he's older than everybody. Mm-hmm. But to her, I get it. He's the alpha. Mm-hmm. She's the pretty girl in the class. He's the alpha, so she's attracted to him. But the boy gets straight F's. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever heard straight F's. That's funny.
Straight F's.
That's
always
funny.
In trouble. Always sitting there one day in school upset, talking about, oh, it was his birthday and he ain't even call me. His name, the boy name. I asked the boy. I say, what's up, man? What's up with you, man? What's going on? Yeah, I was playing video games all weekend. Mm-hmm. Like, but to her, he's the alpha. So
correct.
All of that stuff goes out the window.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's at a young age, but I'm pretty sure those
it still goes for now.
Translate when you get older, because it turns you on that he's a little rough on the edges. It turns you on that he's a little aggressive. But then you're mad that he's not doing all the other things. He's not, checking off every other box, but he turns you on though. He makes you laugh. He does all the things that you like. And all
the things, mind you, not to cut you off, all the things that are not important.
Bingo.
In a long-term, healthy, stable relationship.
Bingo. But those are not important. Get all the attention.
Yeah, because women date in hypergamy, to where they want someone of higher social or economic status, even a super senior.
It go back to what I told you about in high school. I was in 9th grade, and because I was wearing the rocker wearing and the Sean John, now I got 12th grade girls paying me attention.
Correct.
Y'all wasn't paying me no attention before that.
Back then, you didn't want me. Now I'm hot, and they all on me.
It's real.
Like Jones said it best. I think that goes period, because a woman. A woman is always going to be a woman, no matter how this alpha. There's no such thing as an alpha woman. First off, But when these self-proclaimed alpha women, no matter how much money they can make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. They still are gonna want a man doing more than them, doing better than them, because they are gonna want a man to lead them. And you should never get in a relationship from the position of weakness. That's why I have, but knowing what I know today, I would never date an older woman or even a woman my age. I will always go younger. Right now, we're in the 27 to 33 ballpark.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that.
I like age gap dating.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that because, this just popped in my head. I think of Nicki Minaj. Mm-hmm. And what's funny with the whole Nicki Minaj thing, everybody knows she has more money than her dude. Yes. But when you look at that dude, he looks like a killer. He was in jail. He did a bid. He looked like he'd kill something. Yeah. He looks like he don't play.
That's the type of men
you know what I mean? And I guarantee that part is what's attractive.
Mm-hmm. Now
he could be a gentle giant.
I will say once you're in that ballpark when it comes to figures, if you don't date someone in that arena, you're most likely gonna date, as a woman at least, you're gonna have to date someone lower than you.
But somebody but not just lower, he's a thug. Like thug. She gotta have that roughness, that alphaness that you talk about. He look like he'd kill somebody.
We're gonna close for real this time, Rondell. Go ahead and shout out all of your social media, how they could reach you, all that good stuff.
Definitely. Once again, you already know it's your boy, Mr. More Live Than You. That's my Instagram. You can find me there. That's More Live Than You. Just like how it sounds. Facebook, Rondell Forbes. My podcast will be coming soon. It's going to be called Keeping It 100, where I'm basically just keeping it 100 and giving you facts about my personal opinions. And, me and Dub will definitely be doing this again. I call him C-Dub because that's what I know him as. We go way back. So, that's my boy, man. And it was been fun talking up with you, bro. We ain't talked like this in a minute. I think we done talked more in the past, 2 days than we did in 5
years. So. Years, man. Years.
It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Good friend of mine, good friend of the show. Bake, we'll see you. We'll talk to you. Appreciate having you on, buddy. So there you have it. That was Conversations with my boy, Bake. More Live Than You. Oh, man, that was great. I can't wait to chop up this footage and we're going to have it out to y'all, man. This is dope. That was amazing, man. Look, I'm going to go ahead and close the show out. You have been tuned into the Chris Hall Show. I am Chris Hall. We'll see you on the next one. I'm out.